Running, you have different obstacles you come across. Each part of your run is you have to diagnose it and understand how you're going to attack each section of the day. So I always like running before daylight. The best part of it is watching the sun come up. There's something about the morning sunrise, knowing that no matter what happened the day before, today is a new day, and that it presents its own challenges, but it's a fresh start. The way I'm living right now, if you would have known me 5-6 years ago, you would have never guessed. Before, I couldn't walk from my front room to the kitchen, and now running marathons and enjoying all the company from everybody else that I get to meet. 2009 is when all heck broke loose. It never let up and just kept getting worse.
So when Eric first presented to me, he was involved in this vicious cycle that we see these patients with chronic low back pain go through.
I tried epidural shots, the ibuprofen, Tylenol mixtures, prednisone, physical therapy. It was just a little quick fix, and that was as far as it would go.
Eric's chronic low back pain was not surgical. It was due to muscular dysfunctions and aberrant movement patterns that we couldn't fix for him. And it was heartbreaking.
Struggling with not only my weight, but also with anxiety and depression, trying to enjoy the things I really enjoy, especially hunting, being out in the woods. It really limited me to what I could do. Some of those days is just, you had your questions of, when's this ever going to end? Knowing that any type of twist or a certain type of bend could just leave me in a bad situation for several days and even weeks on end.
It was affecting all aspects of his life, his mental health, his ability to do his job appropriately, and that transfers over to your home life as well.
It really got to a dark place where the last time I had my last big flare-up, we were actually moving into the home we're in now, and we had rented one of those roll-off dumpsters, and on the back of it had one of those big open swinging doors, and I never even grabbed a hold of that handle. I just leaned forward and I was out cold. The pain was so intense, I blacked out. It was like the most pain to the extreme that you could imagine. Every time I tried to move at all, I'd start to black out, pass out again.
So when I was first introduced to Reactivate, I was very intrigued by this technology. And I said, Eric, we've got a clinical trial, and I think you're going to be a candidate. I really do think that you have this multifidus dysfunction, this muscular dysfunction, which is why you're in so much pain.
She brought this thing out, and then they brought out all the wires. I'm going, that's going in my back. And I was like, okay. At first it was really weird, you're just waiting for the initial shock to happen. After the first couple go-arounds, it was something that you look forward to experiencing. I know the first time I actually tried to do it at home on my own, I was sitting there hugging the pillow, going, is this gonna hurt? Is this, just the anticipation, but it didn't. And it was something that was almost like a massage therapy. So after the third day of having my device turned on, I was able to sleep all night, which for me, sleep was a huge issue. I actually got up, started walking around, and I got to thinking, I was like, man, I didn't even stretch or pop my back or nothing. I started thinking, I was like, this thing is really gonna work.
We gave him the ability to be an individual that is not brought down every single day that they wake up by chronic low back pain.
For me to be able to experience those things my grandpa and I did together with my kids is so much fun, because now watching them, they get excited about going outdoors. They get excited about hunting seasons coming up, shooting archery and shooting, and trap shooting and all those other fun things that I did with my grandpa as a kid. The opportunities are endless right now compared to what they were before.
It's been a life-changing experience for him. I mean, it's completely changed his functional level. It's completely changed his mental health state, relationship with his family. I mean, he went from someone in such despair who was about to apply for long-term disability, and now he's running ultra marathons.
I kind of got on this health kick of changing my foods and learning more about the human body and I changed my habits completely around. And so when I lost all my weight, I had so much energy balled up. I remember one night when I walked out of work, I wanted to go run. And for me, that was something that was not a normal, something that really sparked in my head. And
so at the end of Eric's appointment today, he brought a backpack with him, and he said, essentially, this is what Reactivate has done for me. And he pulled out a plethora of medals, from the first one where he ran his first 5K to a half marathon to 50 milers to a 100-mile race. I mean, he's an ultra marathoner. Look at this, 100 miles.
Yep, that was my.
This almost looks like a Olympic. Look at that. And as we're looking at these, I mean, I was so emotional. I mean, I was teary-eyed, and so, just elated for him. I think you've far superseded my expectations. I mean, I was hoping just to get you back to work full time, right? I mean, I didn't know we were gonna unleash all of this.
The question is what's the limit?
Yeah. I don't know that you have one.
I hope not. We'll find out.
I love being part of our community. I love finding ways to get involved. I love seeing people create challenges for themselves and overcoming them. I'm glad that I can share my story with them to give them hope. Reactivate has given me the opportunity to be able to do these things that I would have never seen myself doing 10, 15 years ago.